Hello and welcome to Throttle Up. This is the first luxury car that I'm going to review, and it had to be iconic, it had to be important, and the UX 300E is exactly it. It is the first electric car to be launched by Lexus and also one of the smallest cars to come out of the house of Lexus. It is based on the UX 250H, which is built on the same platform, the same chassis, but this is a completely electric version, so the story is completely different here. What strikes me the most is the amalgamation of the conventional Lexus design language and the innovative aspects in the engine. Because usually when you see the Teslas and the Hyundais of the world, they are going all innovative and all techie when it comes to the exteriors. But this looks like a Lexus, like it should. It gets the trademark spindle grille, the arrowhead design in the headlamps, and a very Lexus design which is sharp, it's elegant, and it feels luxurious, even though it's a very innovative take and the first electric car to be launched by Lexus. But it doesn't feel like it because it does resemble to the bigger siblings like the NX or the RX. So that's a really nice touch. But the story is a little different when you come to the sides because you realize that it's a small car. It has very similar dimensions to that of the Hyundai Creta with a wheelbase of around 2.6 meters and a length of around 4.5 meters. So it is a small car and also has a sloping roof line. So it does actually create a shorter space at the rear. The wheel size, the alloy wheel design looks really nice. It has this obviously the machine and a dual cut alloy design. You can opt for 18 inches as well, but this is a 17 incher. Although I feel given the size of that gap between the wheel arches and the wheel, they could have gone with the 19 incher as well. There's chrome on the door sill. The roof line looks nice. It has an integrated spoiler with a stop lamp. But apart from mentioning the obvious, what impresses me the most is this design language, which is true to the Lexus brand. As a brand which is launching an electric car for the first time, it would be very tempting to actually go all ballistic with the innovations and a very futuristic, sharp design like the other brands are doing. But understanding that a design can still remain the same even though the technology is new is an impeccable thing that they have done, which is not so obvious like it would seem. Coming to the interiors, the door pads are completely plastic apart from the white leather that is used on the door handles, which is so strange. It is a luxury 60 lakh rupees car. There is no soft treatment at all, which is very bad. For the rear space, there is absolutely no rear space. That is an issue in this car. You get 3 headrests, you get a center console armrest with 2 cup holders, but the space is so low that it's actually difficult for me to get in. The reason is such that because the wheelbase is low and the battery is also placed at the bottom at the rear, it does create a shorter space on the rear seats. The sunroof is not panoramic, it's a manual sunroof. So you can understand that Lexus has cut some cost, and obviously in order for you to get the features with the Lexus brand, you would have to spend more. But when you have to opt for an electric Lexus, that is the only thing that you get. The rear piece is a disappointment. But when you come to the front, it does offer you that very Lexus-ish feel apart from the door pad, which is still plastic. It is so strange. It feels like it's coming from an 8 to 10 lakh rupees price bracket car, which is very badly done. There are normal controls on the door handles, nothing fancy about it, nothing very superior about it. So it's just a very normal door pad. Although you get electrical adjust for the driver's side seat, and the story is very different when you compare the front two seats to the rear seats because the front two seats are very comfortable. They offer you good bolstering, good cushioning, which feels really nice. For the controls, you get a power tailgate button at the right, you get a bonnet opener and the HUD controls which are placed at the right hand side, which is very normal, nothing too fancy about it. The design is nice for the dashboard, but not groundbreaking. You get all the features, the screen, the clock like in a very Lexus fashion. The steering is leather wrap. You can obviously tilt it for tilt and telescopic adjustability. You get stalks in a very Lexus fashion like the Shrek ears placed on top of that instrument cluster, which has a completely leather treatment, so that feels nice. The instrument cluster is completely digital. You get soft treatment for the dashboard. You get this brushed metallic finish surrounding the AC vents, which is very nice to look at. It just feels so premium, outstanding. The glove box opens softly, closes softly, has Alcantara finish inside, so there's nothing to complain about when it comes to the premium touch and feel. This, although it's not a touchscreen, it is a simple 10.3-inch screen which has all the features. I'm not able to show you because it's not connected to ignition. Has a clock on the right hand side, but you control it through physical buttons, which I'll just show you in a bit. You get the Mark & Levinson 13 speaker sound system, and it has also the buttons to control it. Just on the top, you get physical buttons to control the ventilated seats, the heated steering, and obviously the climate control. You get an electric wireless charger, 2 cup holders, which also provides the support so that the cup or any bottle does not shake when the car is moving. You get a handmade gear knob which feels really nice. It is so smooth, so soft that you do not hear any sound while shifting, although it's still just a 1-speed knob, so that's not a problem obviously. But you get a powered socket, you get a engine start stop button, and that's the typical Lexus touchpad to control the infotainment. So they are going old school a little bit more old school than I would have liked, because the touchscreen should have been a touchscreen, but it's placed too much at the front, so you have to control it. Although this is very slick to use. The volume knob, every button is placed so neatly, it's almost inconspicuous. You cannot see anything. It's just very nice. But then because we are addicted to touchscreens now, it just feels a little old fashioned, like it's coming from 2009 or 10. You get a center console armrest finished in leather, has decent space, 2 USB sockets. You get touch controls for the cabin lamps, even the sunroof. But the sunroof has a manual blind and it's not panoramic, so that's kind of a problem with me. The two sun visors on both the sides, the co-driver and driver sides, gets a lamp and a mirror has a lid, so that's just very normal. The good part is that it does get features, but it's still not comparable to that of the level of Kia EV6 or the Hyundai Ioniq 5, which is although actually a little less pricier than the Lexus, but you are spending on a Lexus, so you have to be prepared for that. The seat has a blue and white finish for the front two seats. You get rear seat adjustability. But this is not the USP of this car. Let's face it, the USP of this car is that electric powertrain, which produces a maximum power of 201 horsepower and maximum torque of 300 Newton meters. It gets a 54 kilowatt hour battery, which takes around 18 hours for a full charge in a 7.4 kilowatt hour charger. But you can also opt for a fast charger, which takes around 8 hours to fully charge the battery. The full battery goes for a range of 300 kilometers in real life situations, although Lexus claims it goes for 400 kilometers, but that's just too much of expectations from a battery size of that sort. So the USP of this car, it's not about the electric charging or it does not cost you for the petrol or diesel. No, it's about the drive. It is so silent, it is so smooth, it's outstandingly silent. The NVH levels are so much in controls because the battery is placed right at the bottom. They have done work. The wheel cladding is such that it's just so plush and so smooth. And that's the USP of pretty much every Lexus since God knows how long. And that legacy is continuing in the electric, the new generations of the Lexus as well, which we as motorheads like to see. So when it comes to the innovation, they have nailed it really well. The drive feels nice, but when you compare it to the likes of other cars in the same price point, be it the hybrid cars, the electric cars, or even the internal combustion engines, it does feel short on space and even short on features for a 60 lakh rupees car, and we are still not sure. It might even go higher than that. So that's quite of a challenge because it is on the pricier side. But at the end of the day, you're buying a piece of history, Lexus, which holds a lot of legacy in the automobile world, and you are investing into the future as well. So that deserves a bit of a premium, don't you think? So that was my take on the Lexus UX 300e. Do let me know in the comments what do you think about this car, and do you think Lexus is going the right direction in launching an electric vehicle but in the same design language? And what do you think should be the price of this car? So do let me know in the comments below, because according to me, it is on the pricier side by say around 10 lakhs at least. So please comment below and subscribe to Throttle Up for more such content. Do like this video if you appreciate our content, because it will reach to more people only if you like and subscribe our channel. So keep watching Throttle Up.